I want to thank everyone for joining us here today for PJ Mustipher. If you have a question for PJ, please use the raise hand feature. Raise your hand. I will call on you, ask you to unmute, and then you can ask PJ a question. If you guys can all mute your microphones if you're not muted already, that'd be great. I'll ask you to unmute, and then you can ask PJ a question. We'll start with Tyler Donahue. Go ahead, Tyler.
Good afternoon, PJ. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. James Franklin's press conference just went down, and he told us that Tyler's going to be starting at Mike linebacker in this game, but that we're going to see a lot of Kobe too. Can you kind of tell us from your vantage point what Tyler's done to put himself in a position and why you think both of these guys have earned opportunities to play a bunch?
Yeah, they've both done a phenomenal job. I'll start with Tyler. His understanding of the defense, has been huge for him. He's able to go out there and really get us all set properly, and that's huge from defensive line standpoint because we not too much thinking goes into what we do. We rely on the linebackers, so not just Tyler but Kobe as well. So they've both done a really good job of getting a better understanding of the defense, doing what the coaches are asking for them. So their development is not over. They're I wouldn't say younger guys, but they're in those years where you're still learning everything. So they're doing a phenomenal job, and I'm excited for not only Tyler but Kobe to see what they do this season.
Rich Scarcella, Ben Jones, you're on deck. Go ahead, Rich.
Hey, PJ, thanks for doing this.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
going to ask you about a couple other guys too as well. How have Adisa and Akeem looked throughout preseason camp, and how ready are they for Thursday night? Thanks.
They're both. They both look great. Both of them have unique talent, just their speed, their strength, everything. They're really versatile players, and it's excited to get them back. They can be very disruptive, not only in the run game but the pass game as well. So they've been a huge help. Getting them back is really going to help this defense for what they can do. So I'm just really excited to line up with them because they're going to help me and the rest of the defense be better based off what their capabilities.
Ben Jones, go ahead. Chris Heidel, you're on deck.
PJ, I know you are focused on your team this week, but Brent Pry's got his first head coaching game this weekend, and he's taking on Ricky Ronnie. So are you a Brent Pry guy this weekend, or are you a Ricky guy? How do you kind of watch a game when you know both head coaches?
Yeah, no, I definitely have a relationship with both those guys. I'm a defensive guy, so I'm a little biased, but I hope the best for them. They were once part of our program, so ton of respect for both coaches and what they do. And excited to see how that game goes. But, I'm a defensive guy, so I'm probably a little biased.
Chris Heidel, go ahead. Joe Smeltzer on deck.
Hey, PJ, this is Chris Heidel from Herbertson Radio in Baltimore. How you doing?
Good, man. Good. Baltimore stand up.
Yeah, I just want to ask you a question. You're a kid from Owings Mills, and you're up there at State College. What did you learn from being up there the last couple of years? And what's your goals for this year?
Yeah, just, from a boy to a man, got to grow up, not with my parents every day. So just really growing up and matured, become, really shaping into the man I want to be for the rest of my life. So I've learned a lot of lessons, highs and lows, but they're, like I said, they're all a part of this journey. So, my goals are for this season and for this team to just win, for us to go out there each week and really handle business. Everything else after that is cool. But, I came back to win, and, that's what we're working for right now. And the work is not over. But when we line it up, I know we'll be ready and prepared.
Joe Smeltzer, go ahead. Sam Kahn on deck.
PJ, what are the emotions that you expect to feel Thursday night when you're finally back playing competitive football after all you've gone through?
Oh man, it's gonna be a lot of emotions, man. Just this journey and this process. It's been difficult. It's been really challenging, but at the same time, it's been great because I've grown up and learned so many new things about myself. So I'm gonna take it all in. I'm gonna appreciate it, but at the end of the day, we got a job to do. I got a job to do. So I'm gonna definitely be excited to be back out there. Probably gonna be a little more nervous, but once we get that first hit out the way, I'll be ready to go.
Go ahead, Sam. Andrew Destin on deck.
Hey, PJ, good to see you. Curious curious is from your perspective, what you've seen from the safety position battle across from Jair, and as well as how important it is to have him in that room with some of the younger guys.
Yeah, it's huge, man. Anytime you can have veteran leadership, who's really talented, somebody who's vocal, it's huge for not only that room but for that team. Younger guys look up to Jair, and the other vets as well. So anytime you can set that example and give them the blueprint, it's not gonna only help us this season, but for the time being. So all those safeties are making plays, man. Like all positions, I say it. I'm just excited to see, what's in store for us. Because we put in the work. They're talented. They got a room full of depth. So I know they're going to be ready to rock and roll.
Andrew Destin, Tyler Donahue on deck. Go ahead, Andrew.
Thanks. Hey, PJ. James talked earlier today about how facing this Purdue offense, it's a pretty pass-happy attack, how important it is to slow down the vertical passing game.
Yeah.
For you guys as a D line, what kind of problems does that pose? And not to get into the secret sauce or whatever, but how do you plan to attack that? And what kind of challenges does that pose for a D line?
Yeah, they have a really good quarterback who can make plays. Anytime you have a quarterback who is extremely accurate and kind of takes that role of the general of the offense, it presents a big challenges. But we just got to play our game, man. We got to get pressure. We got to give them off his spots, and help the secondary out and do our job, man. And if we do that, I know we'll take care of business. So, just making him uncomfortable back there. That's what we have to do. So, Thursday night we'll get it going and see if we can do that.
Tyler Donahue, Rich Garcella on deck. Go ahead, Tyler.
PJ, a couple of the freshmen on the defensive line that we've been told that we're going to see this season. Zane, obviously, we heard about going back to winter, but Denai is someone that you have familiarity with, but not really on the practice field to this point. What was it like sharing the practice field for a month, and how has Zane continued to build his momentum?
Yeah, they're both talented guys. They're both confident guys, and that just stems from the work they put in. They, coming in, Zane came in the wintertime, and Denai came in the summer, and since they have stepped foot on campus, they've done a tremendous job of just putting in the work, asking a ton of questions, just being a sponge. So and it has translated to the practice field. So they're doing a great job of just continuing to develop, because along this journey, the reps are what truly matters. So they're going to keep getting reps, and they're just going to keep getting better. But they're two talented guys. I know they're going to be able to help us this year for sure.
Rich Garcella, Ben Jones on deck. Go ahead, Rich.
PJ, you mentioned about coming back and playing Thursday night. I was wondering, why did you work so hard to come back, maybe ahead of schedule? And how much did the fact that the team is 11-11 the last 2 years play into that for you?
Yeah, just, like you said, 11-11 past 2 years doesn't sit well with me. When I was getting recruited here, we were talking about Big Ten championships, national championships, and everything that we wanted to accomplish. And, we haven't done that the past 2 years. We haven't met up to our goals and met up to the standard that's been created before us. So I didn't want to leave on that note, man. I want to leave how I wanted to come in. And, that's just winning. We've put the work in, and, September 1st, it all starts on this new season. So what better way to go out on a career than winning? So I'm excited, man. I wanted to be around these guys. I see the talent we have. I love the locker room we have. So I want to be a part of that. And I'm ready to go with these guys.
Ben Jones, Joe Smeltzer on deck. Go ahead, Ben.
PJ, you've been around for a while, and I've been thinking about, let's say that I'm a kid, I'm a freshman, I just signed an NIL deal. I've never made a tackle, but I'm making all this money and everything. And I come into a locker room with some veteran guys that have maybe been around for a while and have played a lot of football. How do you think how do you manage that relationship? Like with a kid that comes in and maybe, you're used to stars, but now there's checks too. And how do you kind of navigate that? And how do I win over a locker room if I show up, with a fancy car and a deal, but I haven't played any football yet?
Yeah, I think a lot of people think, us as football players pay attention to a lot of that, but in reality, we really don't, man. when I meet these kids, I don't know what they are, stars, how much money they got, NIL. I just know the person, and as a leader, one of the leaders of this team, it's my responsibility to help them out and be their best self for this team. So really, all the outside stuff really doesn't matter as long as they come in and show up to work every day and put their best foot forward. So this class has been phenomenal in just their approach to the game. So if they're making some money or got some nice cars, hey, so be it. As long as they come in ready to work, I'm good with that.
Joe Smeltzer, Mark Wogenrich on deck. Go ahead, Joe.
PJ, so back on Penn State's media day, Coach Franklin was talking about how Hunter's been doing since arriving on campus, and that one of the challenges is having the block Power 5 defensive tackles such as yourself and Hakeem that he didn't have to do back when he was at Cornell in the Ivy League. So now that it's been a few weeks since media day and you finished up camp, how would you say that Hunter's been progressing from your vantage point?
Oh, he's done a really good job, man. He's a strong guy, explosive off the line. Going up against him, I know coming from Ivy League, it's different competition, but he's come in and done a really good job. Even though the change of levels, you don't really see that in his play. He's handled it really well. I got good battles with him, so I'm proud that we brought in another phenomenal offensive lineman that just makes that room even that much better, because it helps not only that O-line room, the running backs and the quarterbacks, it helps this whole team, because at the end of the day, our goal is winning. And he's another piece of this puzzle and a really good one too.
Mark Wogenrich, Rich Scarcella on deck. Go ahead, Mark.
Hey, PJ, any wow plays from Sean Clifford or Drew Aller this during training camp that you could maybe kind of illustrate or tell us about to help illustrate the kind of camps they had?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know any wild plays, because usually when they're scoring, I'm mad. So I really don't try to pay attention to that. But I'll say this: they've done a phenomenal job in that quarterback room. We have a ton of depth over there. Sean is always been a top-notch guy, top-notch football player. And you can see he's really taking that leadership role really serious. Not saying he didn't do it in the past, but it's just taking another notch this year. So they're always making plays. I'm not really looking when the ball's being thrown or when they're making plays, because I'm usually mad and we're trying to get this thing right on the defensive side of the ball. But they've done a great job. So they've made their share of plays. We have. But that's how it's got to be for a good football team.
Rich Scarcella, go ahead.
PJ, what are your impressions of Nick Singleton and Katron Allen now that they've gone through an entire preseason camp?
Yeah, man, they're really good backs. For being young, they're some of the best backs I've seen since I've been here, and I played with some really good ones. But like I said, going back to what I said earlier, their approach, man, they're all ball, and their focus is on getting better each and every day, and it really shows up on the field, on the practice field when you're going against them. I like to hit them sometimes, even when I'm not supposed to, just to let them know, like, this my A gap over here. But they welcome all that. They want all the challenges. So they've done a great job. I know they'll help us, and I just can't wait to see them keep getting better every day.
Time for a few more questions. If anybody has anything additionally for PJ, or else we can let him go. Go ahead, Joe.
Yes. So, what would you say that you're just looking forward to the most about the season starting and being back out there?
You said it, just being back out there. That's what I'm looking forward to most. I'm just, each and every day, I'm just grateful of the opportunity to just be a part of this thing again, from being away from it for so long. I'm just, it doesn't matter what it is, practice, walkthrough, meetings, or even when the games come, I'm just grateful to be a part of this. And I, like I said, I want to be a part of this puzzle, and we're going to have a great season. And if I can do my part, then that's good with me. So I'm really truly just grateful to be a part of this thing again.
Final question for PJ, Tyler Donahue. Go ahead, Tyler.
PJ, James Franklin told us today that Chop Robinson, whether he starts or not, is going to play starters reps in games.
Mm-hmm.
You talked a little bit about him early in August, but now that you've had 4 weeks or so to work with him, what do you think he brings to this defense in 2022?
he has true pass rushing ability, but I don't want to take away what he does in the run game because he's very physical. And he showed up a lot of plays where he's overpowering the man across from him. So you know, his speed, his hands, his technique, all that is really sound. He's just he's a great addition to this D line room. You know, we talk about the other defensive ends and what they have, but he brings another level to this as well. So you know, he's fit in really nicely since he's gotten on campus. And his play has backed up what we saw in the summer workout. So he's done a great job. And like I said, for everybody, you know, he's going to have a great season for us.
PJ, really appreciate the time. Thanks so much, and good luck on Thursday night.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.